Something huge is brewing in the NFC South, and it could flip the entire division upside down. Imagine this: one of the NFL's biggest stars, a proven game-changer, could be on the move. And the team in the middle of it? Your Atlanta Falcons. This isn't just a rumor. This could reshape the Falcons' Super Bowl path forever. Let's break it down. The name you've been hearing all week is A.J. Brown. Yes, that A.J. Brown, the powerhouse wide receiver from Philadelphia, the same guy who has been torturing defenses and dragging the Eagles deep into the playoffs. Now, there's real talk that he might not finish this season in Philly, because the Falcons could be in the mix to land him. Think about what that means. The Falcons, already building momentum, could suddenly add one of the most dangerous wideouts in football. That's not just an upgrade, that's a franchise-altering move. A weapon like Brown alongside Drake London? That's the kind of firepower that changes defenses, changes game plans, and maybe even changes destinies. So why would Philadelphia even consider this? On the surface, they look unstoppable at 3-0, but cracks are showing. Brown hasn't been consistent this season. Week 3, he exploded for 109 yards, classic A.J. Brown. But in weeks 1 and 2? Only 8 yards, then 27 yards. For a guy who's supposed to be their number one, that's not enough. And here's the bigger picture: the Eagles are thinking long-term. They've already got young talent like Devonta Smith and Jaden Dodson waiting in the wings. Brown is 28, right in his prime, but also at that NFL stage where the front office starts asking tough questions. Do they want to lock him into another massive deal? Or do they cash in now while his trade value is sky high? Word around the league is that Howie Roseman, Philly's aggressive GM, could listen if the right offer comes. And if the Falcons are serious about chasing a championship window, this is the kind of bold swing that makes the rest of the NFL stop and pay attention. So let me ask you, Falcons fans, if Atlanta really had a chance to bring A.J. Brown to the Dirty Birds, would you do it? Drop your answer in the comments, yes or no, and rate how confident you'd be in this team if A.J. suited up in red and black. The Falcons cannot afford to sit back if A.J. Brown truly hits the trade market. This team, sitting at 1-2 after a brutal start, desperately needs a spark, and Brown could be that fire. Let's be real, the loss to Carolina was embarrassing. A 30-0 shutout. The offense looked lifeless. Michael Penix Jr. threw the ball 36 times but only completed 18 passes for 172 yards. No touchdowns. 2 interceptions. That's not the performance you want from your quarterback when you're trying to prove you belong on the big stage. And here's the problem: it's not just on Penix. His weapons aren't helping enough. Bijan Robinson, a running back, is leading the team in receiving yards with 164. That tells you everything you need to know. Drake London is close behind with 159, Kyle Pitts has 135, but after those three? The drop-off is massive. Ray McLeod is next with just 71 yards. That's nowhere near good enough for a team that wants to compete in this league. Now picture A.J. Brown in that mix. A proven star with nearly 8,000 career yards and 55 touchdowns. A guy who bullies defenders, wins contested catches, and can stretch the field in a way this roster is missing. Penix Jr. wouldn't just be throwing prayers anymore. He'd have a true number one target who can change a game in one play. And it's bigger than just Atlanta's offense. The NFC South is wide open. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Carolina, none of them look unstoppable. Adding A.J. Brown would tilt the balance of power in the Falcons' favor and send a message to the entire division: Atlanta is done waiting. They're ready to fight for control of the South. What do you think, Falcons fans? Is A.J. Brown the missing piece this offense needs? Or should the team focus on fixing Penix Jr. first? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If this trade actually happens, everything changes. The Falcons wouldn't just be a team in the middle of a rebuild anymore. They'd suddenly look like a real contender. We're talking about a team with a legit shot to win the NFC South and even make noise in the playoffs. That's how big A.J. Brown could be for Atlanta. This isn't just about adding another wide receiver. No. This is about rewriting the story of the entire division. A move like this could weaken a rival for years while pushing Atlanta into the spotlight. Imagine the NFC South where the Falcons finally stop chasing and start leading. That's the kind of shift we're talking about. Now, let's be real. Pulling off a deal like this won't be easy. The Eagles would have to be willing to move Brown, and the Falcons would need to offer serious compensation. The NFL trade market is always tricky, especially for a star player like A.J. Brown. But if Atlanta makes it happen, this could go down as one of the boldest and most important moves in franchise history. Picture this: A.J. Brown lining up alongside Drake London and Kyle Pitts, with Bijan Robinson keeping defenses honest out of the backfield. That's not just a dangerous offense, that's a nightmare for every defensive coordinator in the league. If Michael Penix Jr. can build chemistry with Brown and start trusting him in those clutch moments, the Falcons' offense goes from predictable to explosive overnight. And don't forget, Atlanta's front office has never been afraid of taking risks. We've seen them trade up, we've seen them go after big names before. They know you can't win in this league by playing it safe. Bringing in A.J. Brown would be that statement move, the kind that tells the whole NFL, the Falcons are done rebuilding, they're here to compete right now. Just think about the energy in Atlanta if this happens. The fans would go crazy. The stadium would feel different. The whole city would feel like something special is brewing. And with the trade deadline coming up fast, this story could explode at any moment. The Falcons front office, with Arthur Smith and his staff, know they can't waste opportunities. If Brown is truly available, they have to go all in. Because this might not just put them over the top for this season, it could change the future of the franchise. So let me ask you, Falcons fans, if it means giving up high draft picks, do you still want Atlanta to chase A.J. Brown? Is he worth it to take this team from hopeful to dangerous? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to hear your passion on this one. And now, Falcons fans, here we are, the big reveal. This isn't just some wild rumor anymore. The buzz around A.J. Brown to Atlanta is real, and it has the potential to change everything about this franchise and this division. Think about what this would mean. The roar of Mercedes-Benz Stadium shaking the ground when Brown takes the field in black and red. Defenses across the NFC South scrambling to figure out how to cover Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and A.J. Brown at the same time. This isn't just about adding a star receiver, it's about injecting a whole new energy into the city, into the locker room, into every single Falcons fan who's been waiting for a spark. If the front office pulls the trigger, this could be the start of something unforgettable. This could be the kind of move that fans talk about years from now, the moment when Atlanta stopped being overlooked and started being feared. But now I want to hear from you. Falcons Nation, do you believe A.J. Brown is the missing piece? Would you give up high draft picks or young talent to bring him here? Or do you think it's too big of a gamble? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation isn't just for insiders, it's for us, the fans who live and breathe this team. The NFL season always throws surprises, and this might be one of the biggest shocks yet. Buckle up, because the Falcons might be one bold move away from turning this season into history. Rise up, Atlanta. Let's hear your voice. Is A.J. Brown the key to unlocking our Super Bowl dreams?